Hello, welcome to another episode of Get Rich and Fit Tryin. So after a couple trials and errors, we finally got everything right. So now we're gonna go ahead and get right to it. I'll see you on the other side. Let's go. Hey, good morning and good morning, my neighbors. Yeah, I've been quite an adventure with, I guess, because I'm changing some things around. Lots of technical difficulties today, so let's go ahead and get started. So far, opening range looks like this, and that is what we're looking for, so that way we can get this opening range going. We're looking at a stranger danger sitting at 792. Gonna see if that can actually hold above it. I do think that we're going to start with an upside. If we look at yesterday's price action coming in from Sunday, we're still playing this little dance. New high, they want to short it, bought the dip, bought the dip, bought the dip, making these long bottom wicks. Makes me think that there are still buyers that likes these prices. Now, the month of August is supposed to finish as a positive 66% of the time. Based on the parameters here, they would have to flip this all the way back down to 23,304. I don't think we'll get it that low, but that's just a caveat that I am relatively looking for in the event of what else we got going on. Oh, my Lululemon is actually doing its job. Keep that party going. Apple is not doing too much, but we're going to be focusing a little bit on the futures side. I'm sorry, the option side, as I'm putting myself on futures purgatory or futures challenge, futures punishment, futures, I don't know, ditch. We're parking you for a little bit. Did a couple of mistakes on Friday that I am not too proud of, so we're gonna go ahead and do that to kind of get our things in line. Let's go back to the opening range. So I do think we're probably gonna go ahead and try to see if we can get into that 2 a.m. Roughly was trading around this move here. Nice pop up. It drifted and then it just ran out of steam. I really wanted to see if we could get into like 89, 80, 88, somewhere around that ballpark. So that's probably what I'm going to target today coming in. Got a little bit of a micro trend that's trying to form, something like this. But we'll see. We will see. Let me make sure I got the right screen. All right. It looks like my labs is doing some fun stuff, making my life complicated. Let's see. Nope, that's not you. Unfortunately, BYTTT is taking its sweet time to be loaded. Had a little bit of a editing issue. We'll get that up there for those later. Let's put you over here. That way I'm set. Stranger Danger still sitting at 792.50. That is where we're going to stay bullish, roughly. Let's see, let me, you know what? Let me log out of futures. Actually, make sure everything is closed, closed, and closed. Let's log out of that. Let me upload my content because I did not upload BYTTT. I apologize. There we go. That's one piece. Let's get our data. All right. Got that. MB, boom, boom. And I need the title. All right, so BYTTT is up for your listening pleasure when y'all are done, and I apologize for the late, tardy for the party, but it's all good. It's about the information. Might be a little stale, but at least you're prepared for tomorrow. All right, so that's done. That's done. Checking out oil. Contract expiration made us come down here, so I do think they're going to try to fill this gap. So I'm curious on this opening range. If you're going to play oil, just keep an eye for a break of above 61.89 so far, and I think that's possible. And then shout out to gold. Same thing. They were pushing it back down. I think we're sitting on top of order blocks, aka a channel, which I just got rid of. I don't care to have that anymore. I do think it's still inside of a channel for the most part. This wide channel that's there, but I think we could get a nice little reversal, get back up into there. Let's see if I can do that. All right, back to NQ. We still in the same spot, still in the same spot. We got 3 minutes until we get into our range. I'm trying to find my golden chart. Where did I put you, gold chart? Trying to knock out like 17 million projects all at once. Ah, that's why it crashed. You're down here. Let's reload you. Let's bring you back. And let's get ourselves a nice little guy for our 15-minute. Oh, they are not letting this thing try to turn bullish any way, fashion, or form. They are trying to beat this bad boy up. Let's see some tickers that I'll probably be keeping my eye on for today. Lululemon. Oh, they ordered a sell order on that one. I do not know if I want to do that. I think we could get a deeper move on that. Let me go check my position. Yep, I'm at 204. I'm still like 50%, and this contract expires in September. It's Apple that's beating me up, though. You are not behaving. Oh, and Boeing. Boeing is not behaving. Actually, let's go take a peek at Boeing. We got a minute anyways. Let's see how this is going. What are you doing, Boeing? Keep the party going. Oh, and you had the MACD crossing up? They're making my life difficult. Hey, good morning, Javi. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm getting ready to get back on the plane and go back to Augusta. I'm still in Philly. I'm
Okay.
here at the rental car, dropping it off to get ready to go to the airport to fly back to Augusta.
Okay, okay. You already know. Safe travels. I wish you the best on our flight. Get home as
Yeah,
quickly and as safely as possible.
yeah. I had a pretty good visit.
Okay. Uh, oh, how's Mike? Yeah, it's been a minute since I heard him. I got to give him a call. I got to give him a call. Yeah, he got a farm. That's all that good trading that he got going on. That's what it is. Oh, so he's building like a compound type of thing, like the whole family's around each other. Oh yeah, that's the American dream. Oh, crypto only now. Okay, so he's not doing the forex side. I know he was asking me details on futures. He was thinking about pivoting from there to there, but I guess he found something comfortable on crypto. I'm glad to hear. Yes. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah. Mhm. Because a lot of them was they were doing housing the crypto versus it being on a legit server. So yeah. Because that was his first love. Exactly, exactly. Nah, but it sounded like it was fun though. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, if he could have made it, he would have been. Yeah, exactly. Not even. Damn, that's crazy. Sorry to hear that. Okay. Yeah, history buff. Yeah, did all that good stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I understand. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's a couple of things when you get back there you probably missed out to on this trip, but you're gonna try to get it knocked out on the next one. Yeah. Yeah. You didn't do something like Turo. I prefer Turo than going to some of these companies because it tends they tend to act up a little bit. That's how I feel about them. Oh, I got you. Got you. I understand. Yeah, exactly. Why pay for it when you could get the market to pay for those trips? Well, let us know when you're back in Florida. You already know. Oh, before Thanksgiving? Not hide from the kids. Hmm. One way or another. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. I got you. Yeah, absolutely. And then we'll catch up again on tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still waiting for the opening range. I'm not even scalping. I told myself I'm not even going to trade futures on Monday because I bloopered so bad on Friday. So, but I did okay. I made $120 last night by accident. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Payouts and following rules and this, that, third. It's just it's pure performance. Hmm. Yeah, I totally understand that. Yeah. No, it makes trust me, it makes a lot of sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll strategically look for ways to kind of like, especially save you if there's anything in the back end to save you too. Absolutely. Oh, looks like we're breaking that 5 minute range. We got 3 minutes until this is done, so I don't trust it yet. Oh, you found one? Please tell me it was good. Because I was thinking if there was gonna be any tacos in Philly, it'll be like a Philly cheesesteak taco. Yeah. No, no, I don't know it. Is it a franchise? Okay, okay, okay. Nah, it's about the taste, the value, and everything else. So even oh yeah, that's up there. Were they big though? Not too bad. Could have been bigger, but yeah, that's okay. Oh, okay. You had to get a spoon to get the rest up, huh? Okay, okay. So that's not too bad. Okay. All right. Okay. Yes, of course. So all right, safe travels. I'll see you soon. All right, bye. All right, that was Javi. He doing his thing, enjoying a little bit of a vacay. So let's go ahead and just see how this is panning out. I'm really apprehensive of anything to the downside. I do want to wait for this 5 minute to close. We did penetrate these lows, especially the way the trend line was hitting. The first part of this rule, I probably would do something if I was going to play this, especially with this 5 minute bearish divergence that just went in place. I would probably do something relatively light, but it's not something that I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait to go run right into this building where there's nothing but fire, and we're just going to look at this as a opportunity for the most part. So patience, patience, and patience. So that's how this goes. All right, let me go ahead and load up my other chart. I was gonna get set up for a trade, but I do not like this setup. We're going to get the close below. So if you're going to go with something relatively consistent on your thesis, this probably would be a good time for you to do so and play it to the downside because of the parameters of the open range rules. And that's probably what a lot of people are going to be setting up right now. And that could be your relative trade. Let's see. We got a couple interesting crossovers down here. We're running away from VWAP, and that could be a little bit of a danger. Maybe the downside is already oh, ooh, like that. And that's why I was saying, just make sure you are sound on your entry. Look for a rejection probably around the ballpark of 771. Let me reset my drawings. I think I'm gonna start my drawings over. Let's go to some higher time frame. Let's see. This is my daily. Why this thing keeps crashing? Keeps having crashes on one of my charts. It's just getting a little annoying and ridiculous. Let's put you on the 15-minute. Yeah, so maybe. So I am going to be bearish below like 757, but I'm really wanting to be bullish because there's a lot of liquidity that they just swept on this way to this downside, and I don't know if all the sellers are really there. So if we get a strong close above 74, which is right back inside of the range, of course, at 68 plus some more. Just be aware of a potential push to the upside. But either way, with the momentum where it is, 757 is where you want to see a close below, and then you could probably short on that register. So let's go ahead and mark that off. Let's see if we can find something there. Was apprehensive on playing any puts, but I have a bit of a stronger confluence for the downside than I expected. Let me close some of these things. This is today, and we are looking for the puts close to the money. A little juicy. A little juicy.
Think, Sydney, think. If you don't think, I'm gonna think. Okay, think. Actually, think.
It's trying to make its move to the downside now. I was looking for something a little bit deeper, but I think it might have ran away. This might have been the using the retest. I was setting it up. You know what, folks? Just set it up. It does not mean that you're going to execute. Just set it up in itself. Because when I finally decided, then I had to find the contract and everything else and the price that I was willing to pay. And just on that move was about 15% literally just popped up on that side from an option standpoint. As you know, I trade QQQ because it's a relay to the NQ. I'm an NQ type of trader, so that's the case. I would say this is probably a sound move. The first entry probably would have been right at the close. Second entry, the retest and rejection of this upper register. I did see that we were starting to cross over some areas. Now I have to do my due diligence. Like I said, bearish below 757, and the 15 minutes about to close. And if it's under 757, we're probably going to get there. Let's get some targets. If I can't find targets, then I can't take a trade. And that's something I have to be much more, I won't say disciplined, but consistent at. Because that's what kind of screwed me on Friday, was me just thinking out the box a little bit too deep. That's what it said. 762 maybe. I don't know if we're going to get to 366. 745 maybe. 3 seconds. Probably going to get a pop up here, especially the way that 15-minute ended. All right, got 5-minute ended. Let's see what the 15-minute looks like. Got crossovers. I got one of my alerts that popped in. Let's see what that alert said. Oh, we got a 4-hour dominance on oil prior to the downside. And then the 15-minute, we're probably going to be trying to push down a little bit more. If not, a reversal is probably imminent because we did a major move to this downside. Did we close under 757 here? No, that was a push up. Wow. Okay. They're really trying to step into the gap here. If I was reckless, which there's times I am, I would be probably looking for that pop up if this thing can bounce off of 750, knowing that we did not get the below 757. Could be very tempting. It's telling me it's signaling possible weakness. Possible weakness.
Caleb, how do you spell Impala? 18 Impala? Because it keeps on saying I did.
All right, so I think they're going to try and attempt to get inside the range. I will not be surprised that there's some bears waiting, like, I dare you, and then this thing just gets smacked in the face. So just keep that in mind if you are trying to play this upside. If you're looking for the downside, it's probably not the best spot for the downside. The closer to that line, the better. So yeah, just be conscious of what your entry is going to be.
Just do like
Nice little push on this 5 minute. But like I said, this could be all retracement to make lower lows. They're struggling to really hold anything substantial. Probably get some put profit taken. Like I said, that thing showed uh, 15% super fast. That's all gone. And now, if you, from my entry that I was looking at, you would be red. The thing is, with the Asian session had pushed something very violent, and you would expect that it was going to go ahead and continue to push up, but you could kind of see we're still relatively struggling, trying to get that upside to, grow some legs to it. There we go. Got a nice little pop there. If there was a time to tighten up your stop, it would be there. Watch out for a grab of liquidity. If anything, if you're happy with your profits, it's probably good to start tightening up your stop. We may go all the way up to past stranger danger. Nice push. Stranger danger is a very strange place. Hence the reason why I mark it that way. If we go over to the 5 minute, this could be just the beginning of this. Maybe there could be another entry on the upside if this is going to flip the way I think it is. Those put contracts have been destroyed. And like completely and utterly destroyed at this point. As the market is trying to flirt with possibly putting a W pattern. Nice W here. Break of the neckline. Fill fair value gaps. If the momentum is strong enough and holds, we just cascade right on through. So we'll see how that goes. For my futures traders, I do suggest that you are doing the 1, 2, and 3. If you don't know what that means, we need to have a nice little discussion. That's one. But yeah, the 1, 2, and 3 will allow for you to kind of map things the way you need to, as far as structuring yourself. Because I do scale in versus just taking random trades. or just getting full position at certain points. I'm not a fan of that. Let's see, did we get all of it? We didn't get all the fair value gap. They might as well tap the VWAP. VWAP is sitting at 790. If that was a bear, they probably were looking for that 790 to try to push it right back up. I'll push it back down before it touches that. If it gets above the VWAP, this thing can go ahead and do something very violent to the upside, grabbing all the liquidity and pushing. So I think that's what they're afraid of. So look for sellers to step in. Nice little move there. 5 minute is officially closed. Let me go check on my positions. Ooh, Lululemon. Come on, baby. Keep that party going. Let's check out. CMG is getting his butt whipped. Don't win, no. Alright, so we're going to get a retest. I think we're going to get a retest to probably about 777. As they attempt to continue this upside. That's a very, very tiny, let me bring the 1 minute. Very, very tiny little move. Almost like it's trying to drop it. But it's putting a little mini bull flag here. So if the market respects it as a bull flag, a break out of this range here will then fill the fair value gap that we left some noise at. And then you got the VWAP with my stranger danger. Anything above 792 will possibly lead to more higher highs. So let's go ahead and see how that party kind of moves in itself. All right, watch out for VWAP to do something very interesting here. Still looking for that value gap. See if we can get that. They're trying their best to use it as a rejection point. What was that point? What was that 788? All right, we're back into that area for us to just continue the open range to the downside. The bears can really slam the crap out of everybody here and really start to push this thing down as they really put some pressure on the 1 minute traders. But I do think that the 5 minute traders are probably like, hey, we got a little bit of momentum here. Let's see if we can get a little continuation here, as the 15 minute traders are like, yeah, I kind of agree. So we'll see how that pans out. Grabbing all the buy side liquidity that stepped into there. Let's see if they find a discount here. Like I said, this is still relatively bearish for the most part. So a lot of strange things can happen here. Kind of swept it. At 5 minutes, got 2 minutes and some change left as they're trying their best not to let this thing fall, while the Bears are like, slam them, slam them. I love the market. It's just like watching a movie in a way. All right, got another 2 minutes here. So close to VWAP. I really think they were trying to tap VWAP, and that probably would have been a better price for the Bears. But they're really, 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 when I say hitting it, they're hitting it every time as it's trying to make its ride back up. Uh, Probably bought some cheaper puts. That's what it seems like to me as they are readjusting their position. Lulu's still doing his thing, so I like to see. All right, we got a minute and 9 seconds, and it looks like the Bears are kind of like struggling to really slam this thing down. Let's see if the Bulls can step in here on the last minute of this candle. That's why I said this opening range to the downside was going to be one of the trickiest ones. Look at this range. It's just literally dancing back and forth as they're trying to just liquidate the Bears and get back up into this area that would then liquidate the Bears from here. But those Bears are like, no, we can't give up this line. So just keep that in mind. Nice little 5 minute setup that they're trying to set up here. While the 15 minute got 26 seconds. They're probably going to go ahead and do a little bit of a sweep in itself. Minimize exposure a bit. All right, we're going to get a new 15-minute candle. We closed inside of the range. Now the question is, are they going to go ahead and kidnap it back down into this 5 minute? Play this dance. Can we test the VWAP? That is what I really want to see. A good test of that area. Those put contracts, they got destroyed because of theta, even though we pushed right back down to where it was. That's why it's good to like readjust yourself where necessary. All right, so we're going to see if this thing gets tested here. A 5 minute repurchase somewhere around here would be probably prime, because what that would do, it would then give a little bit of credence to possibly pushing back up. So we'll see if that actually pans out. A lot of sell side liquidity available if this thing, because this the way this thing is pushing and there's almost no movement to the downside, a lot of sell side liquidity is available. I think that it would be sitting possibly right here, but mainly here, and I think all of this would be the move. Lots of sell side. All right, we got ourselves a little bit of a pop here. I've been seeing us playing around the 45-minute 200 moving average. So you might want to put that on your chart out of curiosity and see how the market responds to it. But we're probably going to capture some stuff here. Let's see if that actually pans out. 15 minutes still looks like this. I think this is the first two steps to that direction, assuming that the 15-minute finishes off being bullish overall. Tough area right here around that 780, 795 area. Let me fix my screens a little bit. I feel like I don't have control of the stream a bit. All right. That looks a little bit better. All right, that's that 780. I was just telling you, a little tricky there. VWAP came to the 15 minute more than it went to the 15 to the VWAP on that 15 minute. So don't let this fool you that we touch VWAP. We haven't touched VWAP yet. Very, very dangerous trading. This is better for futures than it is for options, because that same option contract I told y'all about, oof, destroyed even further. And then with theta, it's going to make it less attractive when volatility kicks in. Oh, this is just so, those puts again destroyed. All right, let's see if we can get a powerful move to this upside. I think this will be a good time for that. Nice little sweep. I would target probably 800. It'll be my target. That'll probably be there. Maybe 795 on this upside. I think that'll probably be a good spot for new bears to kind of step in, trying to push this back outside the bottom of the opening range. But we'll see. We only accept what the market presents in front of us. We do not force anything at all because we do not have enough capital to do so. All right, got a nice little retest of this area. It looks like the bulls are loading up at that 770-ish. And right now, all that buy side liquidity is piling up now. That's all this here. And we got ourselves a new 5-minute. Last time, we had 1, 2, and then the third, and then they came back down here. Now let's see. Can we get 1, 2, and then the third, and then they'll come back down again? Maybe. Possibly, but we'll just have to see where the cards fall. If you are in this upside, it will be a good consideration to manage your leverage a certain way. So that way you don't wake up to a surprise. depending on the size of the contracts that you have. Come on, sell side liquidity. Take a nap. Not even 10 o'clock could have shifted this. Actually, let's go see something. Here's the 4 hour. Oh, that would be interesting. 4 hour Morningstar after all this drip, 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 drip. That will make things very interesting. All right. Look like we're getting a little bit of a move now. Are we getting a little bit of bearish capitulation? Are y'all giving it up? All right, almost to VWAP. Come on. Let's get that VWAP. And let's get to like, I'm looking for 795. All right, got that 795. That's a nice little area. And that brings us back to Stranger Danger. That's why I was letting y'all know about Stranger Danger, that this thing is a very interesting dynamic. I love Stranger Danger because that bad boy right there, that thing can do some major noise when it comes down to messing with people in the market. I love that bad boy. Stranger Danger. It's a magnet or it's a repellent. Right now, I'm looking for it to be a repellent. I wanted to repel this area, use it as a springboard, and then just bring us all the way up into the bullish line around 816. After a major move like that, I would consider putting some money into profit. That would be a very sound decision if you were to do so. So consider that. As Stranger Danger, put some pressure. All right, come on. We're so close. You might as well tap the 800. Tap the 800. Be everybody's friend. It's going to trap some more recent bears that's thinking that it's going to go ahead and fall right through. Ah, come on. That 792 just gave out. I wanted it as a repellent, not a pull. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Come on, Stranger Danger. Put that pressure on them. Let's go. That's why I said Stranger Danger is it's such a weird place. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is a weird place. It's like a black hole that's also like an atomic bomb at the same time. Like it's just a weird place. But depending on how the accumulation phase happens, it really puts some pressure on everything in itself. So I love what's going on right here. We got 50 seconds left as they're trying to manage all of this. All right, we just tapped the 200 on that 15 minute. See what else we can get here. This thing's just dancing all over the place that it wants to go. Come on. Tap that 816. I told you all that sell side liquidity was right there. They were just like, what's going on here? They are trying to figure out themselves. They're like, oh my God, help me, please. Help me. Help me. Help me, please. Help me. As they're trying to navigate this whole entire move. Oh, and then we got ourselves another hit here. Let's get ourselves a nice little solid push up. See if they can give us some more. Let's go find ourselves some targets. Let's look at the 2 hour. We're inside of fair value gaps. The market's trying to fight with it. Fill the fair value gap, and this thing is going to go ahead and fly right through. But the fair value gaps could be areas, yep, just like that. Areas where bears are just hanging on out. So this is the first time we attempted to reverse this candle. This is the second time right here. This one was a complete failure because the bears really was here. That's why I said that sell side liquidity was deep. But this one right here, that's the third time. There's a strong possibility all of that's going to go ahead and fail. We're going to see what happens there. Which would bring us to 23,482. No, 320. Sorry, my bad. Dyslexia kicking in. 23,840. Somewhere around there. That's probably the game that we're going to go with. I'm looking for a 5-minute close above here, which we already had. And I need a second one for confirmation. Then whatever happens puts in that bullish fair value gap. So to be honest, hold your water, folks, if you're still inside of this trade up until probably around the ballpark of 10:30. And then we're probably going to grab more sell side liquidity. And it'll probably bring us into that 840, 850 area. Somewhere around there. I guess the scammers are tired of the scammers are tired of the fact that I haven't responded to the Coinbase fake text messages. Now the message is from a 63 number. I have no idea what area code is 63. Fidelity Securities. Now that's the new game. That's what they're going with. Scammers. It don't work. It flats out does not work. Oh, but you know what? It could work on some people, some older folks if they get that, because they don't pay attention to text messages, and it's Fidelity though. That's what they. Ooh, man, the government needs to crack down on these scammers for real. All right, we got like 1 minute and 41 seconds. And what I'm going to do, regardless of where this thing closes, I'm going to possibly just tap out and just basically give y'all the rest of the day. So that way you can go ahead and navigate your market, how you going and everything else. And then we'll tap in again later on. Look how they came all the way back to the 800. Come on, 800, hold your water. They are not going to let this fair value gap hold. We're back under VWAP. Not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. That was a major move to the downside as they trapped all of those bulls. And we got ourselves 36 seconds. So fair value gap is not in place. That's a problem. That could really mess with upside movement. Looks like it's Apple that's falling because my Apple position is getting itself beat up a bit. And we got 19 seconds as they are continuously trying to sweep on in. Oh, that's not what I expected. Wow, that was a major move right back down. As they flip the cards and reverse this thing. What a market. All right, that said, I bid you a fond farewell. By all means, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and the bell button. That way the algorithm automatically says, hey, JD's a great guy. And I got to go ahead and send more subscribers this way. And I want to say thank you for coming in each and every morning. I'll see y'all tomorrow. You have a great day.